Hey guys, Ryan here from Good Dog again. Today's video is on reward-based training versus behavioural training. To have a complete training system that kind of suits any dog or any owner or any situation, there's things we've got to take into account. So the first one is having a system that covers behavioural training, reward-based training, pressure training, and it's got each different type of training that we need in order to achieve the goals we want. Each dog is going to respond slightly different to each training method, but at the root of it all, they all run off the same behaviors, which is generally they have some sort of pack mentality, they have the same drives and the same instincts. So when we're training a dog, we're actually manipulating these drives and instincts. When you're dealing with behavioral issues, you need to understand these in order to have success. What I find a lot of people where they may go wrong is going towards reward-based training when you've got a dog that is having behavioural issues. Let's say you've got a dog that's hyperactive and you go see a reward-based trainer and they're trying to motivate the dog a lot. So we've got a dog that's already up here and its energy's high, and then we're adding in reward-based training, which is hyping the dog up also. So we're encouraging that state of mind or that heightened state, which then stems into a whole other issue. So say we've got a dog that is hyperactive, we're then doing reward-based training with it, we're hyping it up, maybe getting a lot of focus out of the dog, but then we go put that dog on a leash and try to walk it past another animal, and the dog's in a heightened state and it gets frustrated and it's ready to go, and it puts all that energy straight into reacting or barking because it's frustrated or it's uncertain or whatever the underlying cause is. And then we wonder, we're doing all this training but we can't stop the behavioral problems. So when we're training a dog, or we've got a dog that's got behavioral issues, like, we've got to take a behavioral approach to stop the behavior. So it may be some sort of form of training that's going to calm the dog, de-escalate the dog first, getting the dog in a balanced state before we start doing the reward-based training. I see the behavioral stuff as the day-to-day stuff, or the stuff that every dog owner should know, and then the reward-based training is kind of like an add-on which we throw in there to create sharp obedience, cool-looking tricks. We use it to build dogs' associations at certain points, or we use it to build relationship with that animal, which is great, that's got its place, but the behavioral stuff is the root of it all. And if we don't get that right and we don't understand what we're trying to communicate with an animal or what we are doing around that dog and what effect that has on that animal, and we go towards reward-based training, we may be just layering problems on top of other problems, or kind of hiding the problem per se, and not actually fixing the root of it. So when I'm training a dog, or I'm dealing with a dog with behavioral issues, I think about it as like a cake. So we've got layers to the cake, and then we've got the icing on top. So the bottom is the deep-seated issue, let's call it, so the insecurity or the deep problem of why the dog's doing the behavior. The middle layer is the dog's drives or defense mechanisms or stress coping mechanisms. Then the third layer is the relationship with the owner or the relationship with the handler that's training the dog. So these three layers, we've got to understand each layer so that we're getting to the root of the problem. We're fixing each layer along the way. So where reward-based training comes in is it's like the icing on the cake. So we've got all these layers sorted, we've got the dog at a balanced state, and then we start putting the reward-based training in, which, like I said, perks the dog up, it adds in relationship building, it sharpens up commands, but like I said, it's the icing on the cake. So don't get fooled by having behavioral issues and trying to go do reward-based training too early in the training. But like I said, you're going to have to do some behavioral stuff and understand your relationship with the dog first before you start looking at the reward-based training. Hey guys, hope you liked the video. That's a really good one for just anyone that's having trouble with their dog, or they're seeing a trainer and it may not be working out. Just maybe ask them if, hey, can we do some more behavioral stuff, because this reward-based training maybe isn't the right thing for this scenario. So just don't feel trapped if you are, doing some training methods and they're not working. Like I said, they've all got their place, but you need to take the right approach for your dog and your situation. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.